What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Now, I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Ahsoka's casting in The Mandalorian Season 2. So this has not been confirmed by Disney, or at least not when I'm recording this, but rumors have made its way around the internet yesterday, around a midday yesterday, that Rosario Dawson has been cast. Now, this has been something that's actually gone on for a while. There were rumors and talks about this, honestly, months ago, even to the point that people were tweeting her, saying, like, hey, you'd be the perfect choice. And that's really what I want to talk about in this video, because while it hasn't been confirmed, I really hope it does get confirmed soon. I just feel like maybe they don't want to kind of like let the cat out of the bag too early. This is, in my opinion, a perfect casting. Now, maybe when we hear her talk, it's not going to be literally perfect, because it's not, the Ashley Eckstein who's voiced her since 2008, right? So yes, it'll be a different voice. Yes, obviously it'll look pretty different, right? Because she'll be a live action instead of animated. But I think this is honestly the logical next step. Tyler and I have talked a lot on this channel about Ahsoka. Ahsoka, in my opinion, is easily, by a mile, easily one of the best characters Star Wars has ever made. Probably in the top 5, to be quite honest with you. Well, the original trilogy had so many great ones, maybe top 10, right? But really, after you get past the characters of the original trilogy, besides like Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan, my personal favorite in General Grievous, there's some other ones sprinkled in there, and obviously everybody will have their favorite. Ahsoka is a phenomenal character, and a way that you do like woman power right, that she is just so insanely cool and so insanely strong, and it works so amazingly well. And again, like, this has been, we get her in Star Wars The Clone Wars, right? She's back in that. We had her in Rebels. Who knows, maybe she'll get her own spin-off show this fall, which was the talk. So though, obviously with things going on around the world, maybe that gets delayed. But this, again, is a logical next step, that you want to continue this character, you want to bring her in. And again, there's been talks, we talked about it a few weeks ago, even with an actor who is in The Mandalorian, right? He was talking about lightsaber battles, and we were talking about, well, does that mean that there has to be like a lightsaber wielder somewhere in The Mandalorian Season 2? And who's really the only one that could do something like that is Ahsoka. So this has been something that's not surprising. And again, Rosario Dawson has been thrown around a lot, and for quite a while. And I think, honestly, she is a perfect choice. She's not an insanely, she's not been in the biggest movies or biggest TV shows in the world, but she's a very, very good supporting character. I think in terms of like actress, in terms of talent, I think she's very good. I don't think, again, she hasn't had her time in the spotlight to be this amazing, carry a franchise or whatever. And to be quite honest, that's not what she's doing here either. Ahsoka would be maybe a cameo, maybe in 1 or 2 episodes. I doubt that the plan, I guess that's maybe my opinion. Maybe people would see that differently. I don't think she would be like included in the main cast and be part of like the main cast of Mandalorian going forward. I feel like if you're going to have if you're going to have an animated show dedicated to her, which again, I feel like they are eventually going to do, then I don't know if you should have her live action in a ton. But, they could. I mean, I'm not going to say, like, I'm against the idea. In fact, I'm totally, if they want to do that, if they want to add her to the cast of Mandalorian Season 2, if she wants to be in Season 3, do whatever you want. I get it. I get that there's some worry about it. And ultimately, I feel like there is warrant to be a little worried and say, well, is this all going to work out? We've never seen her like this before. And obviously, a different actress now is doing it. Again, for the difference between animated and live action, that's quite a big deal. And she's a character that's got a lot going on, like with her body, with her face and stuff. And so in order to capture that in live action, it's going to take some work. It's absolutely going to take some work. And it's different from pretty much anything else they've done, because I don't really think they've ever had a situation like this before, where there is this, again, I would say iconic. She's an iconic character at this point, especially in the Star Wars world. And I feel like when you do transfer that to a live action role, there is going to be a lot of scrutiny. There is going to be a lot of nitpicking. And I think it's warranted. I think something like that is warranted, that if you're going to do this, you should do it right. Or not even that, you have to do it right. But this is Dave Filoni we're talking about. This is a lot of very, very just smart people, from writers to producers, Jon Favreau, all that kind of stuff. Everybody seems like this is like the elite, and this is what we've talked about in the past too, right? This is like the elite, Deborah Chow. These are the elite groups of people that we want to make Star Wars movies. Like, give them their own movies, allow them to write their own movies. Don't give it to JJ, don't give it to Rian Johnson. Give it to these people, because clearly they know, and George Lucas is kind of like hanging out there, right? As like a consultant kind of person. Give it to these people, because these people know what they're doing. And again, Ahsoka is George Lucas's, but it's also Dave Filoni, and we know how important Dave Filoni is into Clone Wars, into Rebels, into Mandalorian as well, right? So I feel like if this is going to be done, which it definitely, I mean, at this point, there has been so many rumors, there has been so much talk, I don't see how they come out and say, oh, this is a lie, and then they just don't include Ahsoka at all. This is totally happening, and so I don't think you do this without doing it with care. And again, in terms of looks, in terms of like body looks, Rosario Dawson is perfect. She is the perfect choice. She's a choice that people have been saying for years should be Ahsoka. So I have no problem with that. And even the voice, I think her voice would probably match. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be a line for line, but it's going to be good enough. I truly do believe that. The rest of it is kind of just, what do they do with her character? But again, you have the same people controlling this as the people who literally made Ahsoka. So I really, in terms of like botching her character, I really don't see how that's going to happen. The only thing that could happen is she I guess, represented the right way when she is a real-life person doing things. If she has lightsaber battles, that would kind of be difficult. How are you going to do that? Is Rosario Dawson going to be up to that? Different kinds of things like that. Definitely looks, right? Does the makeup department, it's really going to put a lot of pressure on that, right? The art, makeup department, all that kind of stuff. Those people are going to have to do a really, really good job, because people will. And I'm not going to say they shouldn't, because honestly, I'm going to too as well, right? So as soon as you see her in the show, I think the first thing you're going to think of is like, is this done the way you want it? Luckily, it's not something that is like left to our imagination. Like one person can have a different view of what it should look like versus another. I guess there's a little bit of wiggle room for that, but largely we're comparing it literally to a character that already exists in an animated form, so we're just trying to look to see how close these two characters can look like each other. Again, that is like the first step. Then there's, how is she portrayed? Is she literally acted like how Ahsoka would act? It's going to be interesting. There are ways you can mess it up. There are totally ways you can mess it up. I understand that, so I see why people may be a little scared, but you know what? Again, this is a logical step. Ahsoka has been and will be an important part to Star Wars, and she is such an amazing character that everybody loves. So I think that kind of adds pressure to it, right? It's not like a character that some people like, but some people don't. It's a character that, hey, literally anybody that's watched these kind of things, anybody that's seen something with Ahsoka in it, likes her. I feel like I don't really know anybody that doesn't like her as a character. So, I get that they could mess it up and that can make a lot of people upset, but you gotta keep expanding her character, give her shows, and you know what? Making her a live-action character would be the next step. And you know what? Casting-wise, you nailed it. You honestly nailed it. The rest of it, I guess we'll have to see, right? I think just baseline, I would say you did a really good job lining her up with somebody that people have said for a long time. Even if you just look at her, you could say, you know what? Even her like facial features, right? Like her cheekbones and stuff, a lot of that stuff kind of lines up. So they did a good job there. The rest of it is, hey, looks. Can she literally bring that persona to life in terms of a live action role? It's going to be very, very interesting. But honestly, I feel like, again, these are the guys that can get it done. If they can't get it done, and say it does fail, you know what? That will absolutely suck, but there's really nobody else, no other group of people from, again, producers, directors, writers, all that kind of stuff. There's really nobody else that I would have wanted to try it versus these guys. So if these guys can't do it, yeah, that sucks. That's a big blow, but you know what? Nobody else I feel like could have done it. So I'm very, very excited. We'll have to keep up with this news. We'll have to see if anything more happens. There has been other rumors. Is Iden Versio from Star Wars Battlefront 2, is she going to be in this show this season? Is Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., is she going to be in this? There has been a lot of rumors being floated around as to who's going to be in the season. We'll have to see which one is true. Guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you like this casting? Do you think do you think this is actually the final confirmation this is happening? What would you want to see from Ahsoka in The Mandalorian Season 2? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed and have that bell icon rung, because we will be covering Mandalorian leading into Season 2, and then obviously when Season 2 happens, we'll be doing stuff there as well, okay? Thank you all. Again, make sure you guys stay safe out there. If you guys need to talk to us, need to reach out to anybody, you can reach us here, Discord, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. We're all in this fight together. Again, stay safe, and I hope to see you all on the next video.